Imagine being ordered to leave an entire village of innocent people behind, knowing they'd face certain death just because orders are orders. What would you do? This is the gut-wrenching dilemma at the heart of Tears of the Sun. A movie that doesn't just bring you into the heat of battle but forces you to confront the real cost of war, the lives of the innocent. Today we're breaking down this powerful film, led by Bruce Willis, that explores just how far one man will go when duty collides with humanity. Welcome back, film fans. If you're new here, we cover in-depth reviews of some of the most impactful movies. And today we've got a heavy hitter for you, Tears of the Sun, a 2003 war drama that goes far beyond action and explosions. Directed by Antoine Fuqua and starring Bruce Willis and Monica Bellucci, this movie throws us into the brutal realities of war in Nigeria, forcing us to ask the toughest moral questions. Stick around as we dive into this emotionally charged story of sacrifice, duty, and the fight for survival. Today we're diving into the powerful and emotional world of Tears of the Sun, a 2003 war drama directed by Antoine Fuqua. Set against the backdrop of civil war in Nigeria, this movie raises moral questions and delves into the human cost of conflict. With Bruce Willis leading the cast as Lieutenant I.K. Waters, the film also stars Monica Bellucci as Dr. Lena Fury Kendricks, alongside an ensemble of military personnel and refugees. Tears of the Sun is not your typical action film. While it offers gripping combat scenes, its heart lies in the exploration of moral dilemmas faced by soldiers in times of war. The film forces both its characters and its audience to confront questions about duty, responsibility, and humanity. At its core, the movie asks how far should you go to protect innocent lives, even when it conflicts with your orders. Stay with us as we explore the depths of Tears of the Sun. The story of Tears of the Sun is set in the midst of a brutal civil war in Nigeria. After the president and his family are assassinated, chaos ensues, and rebel forces begin a genocidal rampage across the country. The film begins with Lieutenant I.K. Waters and his Navy SEAL team being deployed to rescue American citizens from the conflict zone. Their mission is simple: extract Dr. Lena Fury Kendricks, an American doctor working in a remote missionary hospital deep in Nigerian jungle. When Waters and his team arrive at mission point, Dr. Kendricks refuses to leave without her 70 refugee charges she has been protecting. Faced with this dilemma, Waters initially follows orders, planning to evacuate Dr. Kendricks alone. However, as reality unfolds before him, he witnesses brutality on part rebels. This leads him to make a critical decision to defy his orders and lead the refugees to safety. What follows is a harrowing journey through the jungle, as the team of SEALs must protect the refugees from the advancing rebels. Along the way, they encounter numerous obstacles, including harsh terrain, enemy patrols, and their own internal conflicts. As they grow closer to the border of Cameroon, where safety awaits, the team's resolve is tested to its limits. The film builds to a climactic showdown between the SEALs and rebel forces, culminating in a final battle that will determine the fate of refugees. Let's talk about some key characters in this film, starting with Lieutenant I.K. Waters, played by Bruce Willis. Waters is an experienced Navy SEAL who is known for his patriotism and dedication towards completing missions. At first in this movie, he is all business, focused only on following orders and getting Dr. Kendricks out of Nigeria. However, his character arc is one of the most significant in this film. As he witnesses first-hand horrors of war, Waters begins questioning morality behind his mission. This inner conflict leads him into making fateful decisions to save refugees, even if it means disobeying direct orders. Throughout this movie, Waters transforms from being a hardened soldier into a compassionate leader who values human life over military objectives. Dr. Lena Fury Kendricks is the next character, played by Monica Bellucci. Dr. Kendricks is a doctor who has dedicated herself to helping those in need, regardless of the dangers around her. She is the emotional heart of the film, serving as a moral compass for Waters and his team. Dr. Kendricks refuses to abandon the refugees, despite knowing that staying in Nigeria puts her own life at risk. Her character represents the conflict between duty to others and self-preservation, a theme that runs throughout the movie. Bellucci's portrayal of Kendricks is deeply empathetic, giving the character a sense of grace and determination. Other notable characters include members of Waters' SEAL team, each with their own distinct personalities and motivations. While the film doesn't dive deeply into their backstories, we see glimpses of their individual humanity. For instance, Lieutenant Red Atkins, played by Hauser, serves as a foil to Waters. Atkins initially opposes Waters' decision to help the refugees, arguing that they are soldiers, not humanitarian workers. However, as the journey progresses, he too begins to soften and show compassion toward the refugees. The character arcs of supporting cast, though subtle, add layers to story's exploration of morality and duty. Tears of the Sun tackles heavy themes, many of which resonate beyond specific context of this film itself. One such prominent theme is conflict between duty and morality. Waters and his team are soldiers who are trained to follow orders without question. However, the horrors they witness force them to confront military duty's limitations when it clashes with basic human decency. The film suggests that there are times when following orders may not be morally right choice, especially when innocent lives are at stake. The theme of sacrifice is also central to this story. Waters sacrifices his military career and safety for his team, so as protect these refugees, while Dr. Kendricks sacrifices her personal safety in order to continue her work in Nigeria. These acts of sacrifice highlight the moral courage required to stand up for what is right even in the face of danger and adversity. Symbolism is used throughout the film to reinforce its themes. The jungle, for instance, symbolizes both the physical and moral challenges the characters must navigate. The dense and unforgiving landscape serves as a metaphor for the complexity of war and the murky nature of right and wrong in such situations. Additionally, the cross that Dr. Kendricks wears around her neck symbolizes hope and faith even in darkest times. This small but significant symbol contrasts with brutality of war on her, offering a glimmer of hope amidst chaos. Visually, Tears of the Sun is a striking film with much of its power coming from its cinematography. Mauro Fiore, who was responsible for cinematography on this film, uses jungle setting to full effect, capturing both its beauty and danger. The film is shot with muted color palette using greens, browns and grays to emphasize the harshness and unforgiving environment. The contrast between lush jungle and violence within it creates powerful visual dichotomy that reflects central themes of this movie. The mood and tone of the film are set by lighting. The use of natural light during the day creates a sense of realism, while the dim, shadowy lighting of the nighttime scenes adds to the tension and suspense. One notable sequence involves the SEAL team moving through the jungle at night, with only moonlight and their tactical gear providing any illumination. This scene is visually stunning as well as highly tense because they must navigate dangerous terrain without being detected by enemy forces. The cinematography also emphasizes that these are human beings. Close-up shots of refugees, especially their faces, show fear, pain and desperation in them. These intimate shots allow viewers to connect emotionally with characters and understand what's at stake on a deeper level. Tears of the Sun uses sound to enhance its emotional impact and tension. Hans Zimmer composed an orchestral score for this film that combines traditional African instruments with vocals. The result is a hauntingly evocative soundtrack that reflects themes such as conflict and sacrifice in the movie. During moments of intense action, music swells while it quiets down during more reflective scenes, thereby guiding the audience emotions towards the film. The sound design also contributes to tension in this film. Sounds from jungle like birds chirping, leaves rustling or distant gunfire create an immersive atmosphere, which heightens danger perception. In action sequences, sharp sounds punctuate the gunfire and explosions, making it a visceral experience for audiences. In quieter moments too, absence of sound is equally effective since it builds suspense before another conflict arises. Dialogue also plays a crucial role in this movie. Waters' interactions with Dr. Kendricks are particularly important because they reveal increasing tensions between duty and morality. The tense exchanges between these two characters, often tinged with emotion, highlight internal conflicts faced by them, thus adding depth to their relationship as well as story itself. Lieutenant I.K. Waters is played by Bruce Willis, and he does a great job. Willis, who is known for his roles in action movies, brings a sense of seriousness to the character by balancing the toughness of an experienced soldier with the vulnerability of a man struggling with moral dilemmas. One of the highlights of this film is Willis' portrayal of Waters' transformation from being a by-the-book officer to becoming a compassionate leader. His understated yet powerful performance anchors the movie, making Waters someone that audiences can relate to, even as he makes difficult and sometimes controversial choices. Monica Bellucci's performance as Dr. Lena Fiore Kendricks is equally impressive. Bellucci portrays Kendricks as both compassionate and determined, bringing a quiet strength to a character. Her unwavering commitment to the refugees drives the film forward, and Bellucci's acting adds emotional depth to it. One of her most memorable scenes occurs when she confronts Waters about his initial refusal to help the refugees. She delivers an impassioned plea that ultimately alters the course of their mission. The supporting cast, especially the members of Waters' SAIL team, also give good performances. Although their characters are not as well developed as the lead, they all bring a sense of reality to their roles. Hauser as Lieutenant Ray Atkins and Antoine Walker as Ellis Z. Pettigrew stand out in particular, offering moments of levity and humanity amidst the chaos of the mission. Tears of the Sun is a film that goes beyond the typical action genre, offering a thought-provoking exploration of morality in the midst of war. While there are intense combat sequences and thrilling moments in this movie, its true strength lies in its examination of moral dilemmas faced by its characters. The performances by Bruce Willis and Monica Bellucci anchor the film, while stunning cinematography and evocative score create an immersive emotional experience. The movie asks important questions about duty, sacrifice, and the cost of war, making it a compelling, emotionally resonant film. Tears of the Sun challenges its audience to think about human cost of conflict and difficult choices that must be made in face such devastation. It's a film that stays with you long after credits roll, reminding us about complexities of war and importance compassion when tragedy strikes. If you haven't seen Tears of the Sun yet, it's definitely worth a watch. The film is not just an action-packed war drama, but rather a poignant story about human connection, power, and difficult choices we have to make under most trying circumstances. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts on this movie below in comment section. What would you have done if you were Lieutenant Waters? Let's talk about moral dilemmas in war films today.